What is going on, people? This is going to be a short one because we got school tonight. If you didn't see it, there's a new Rich People of Atlanta at Savage Finance, the drone edition. I linked it up to a playlist. Hopefully you'll enjoy that. And I want to talk about, I've been doing some research for a video that's going to drop tomorrow's Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. Just depends upon when I get it done. And one of the craziest things is your income, because essentially, I don't know if I'm gonna do this one video or two videos, but you only have 30 to 45 years to make money if you have a job. I know, because I've been looking at it, because the first part of my making money career started when I was 18 and I joined the military. So from 18 to 32, which is 14 years, I was doing low to moderate income. I would consider the military moderate income because of all the perks and benefits they give you. And then I got out and I got a job, which was moderate to low, moderate income. Then I went into low income. And then we add those 14 years to the last 20 years, and there is a big, big difference. I mean, like when I was making the Rich People of Atlanta video, I drove around the corner to do that video. And, the video talks about wealth environments, financial environments. And I started because I was outside this mansion, and I was thinking when I lived in that boarding house, because essentially one of the things that happened to me is I got on the good track. I got on the good track because I am 54 years old, right? And typically what happens to people in my age group is your income stagnates or goes down. I have several friends who are in their 50s who've experienced this. Awesome. And I was looking at that because in 2020, my income went up and I was 53 years old. And typically, I did a lot of research. So what happens is the older you get, your income will go down, or you will have some issues with your job. I mean, how many of you are in your 50s and you've been laid off? And because essentially what happens is you'll go to a certain point and then you'll start getting laid off. You'll get pushed out. Yes, Joanne Hood. One of the things, because I've been really studying income. Do you know the average 60-year-old makes $59,000 a year? $59,000 a year. So essentially, if you're like 60 and you make 60 and your wife makes 60 and you don't have a lot of bills, that could be income, good income. All right. Age 42 is the prime number. After that, it goes. Yeah. I mean, essentially, if you have a job, you have an income window. And, I was really thinking, because like when I'm going to shape up these concepts for the video on Savage Finance Thursday, but I have been working 34 years of my life, and I'm 54. And I don't really know if I'm going to retire at 65. That's 11 years away. I really don't know. However, I'm in the position to retire nicely because I have a business. Because 11 years, I'll be 65 years old, right? And I kind of have a retirement plan. I'm not trying to do this minimalism. I'm not trying to do this downward spiral. A lot of people 55 supplement their income from their children's income. Hey, corporate America don't want old people. This is facts. These are facts. All right, Black Mifid, do your thing. All right. You could do a lot with that, Juwan Hood. So one of the things is, this has happened to me. I was at that point where I had really low income, really, really low income. I was working at Labor Ready, Labor Pool. What was the other one? I don't even remember the name. And this was essentially like $6 to $8 an hour. So I went from moderate income in the military in my job to very, very low income. And I remember that, this can hit you because let's say you're in your 30s and you go through a traumatic event like I did. If you get laid off and you experience being laid off 2 or 3 more years, this negatively impacts your income for the next decade. So during your money window, you don't have a lot of time because like 30 something to 45 years is all you got before it completely collapses. Your mom better not ask you for nothing. That's crazy. And one of the things I've been thinking about, because this is one of the reasons that I push entrepreneurship so hard. And there was someone who was like, most businesses fail. That is absolutely incorrect. 20% of businesses fail. So that means 80% of businesses succeed the first 5 years. So this is one of the things that, like tonight, in the corporate toolbox, we're going to be talking about running ads. I know I've seen a lot of you in the comments. You've seen some of the ads. And, running ads is not easy, as I will highlight in the training tonight, because I've been running ads for about almost a month. I've had a few conversions, but I'm nowhere near profitable yet because of the money that I spent. But it's a lot. It's a lot to running ads. I remember those Labor Ready days, man. I had to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning so you could be there to sit and wait. I'm 24. Everything you did minus the homelessness and the divorce. Wow, at 24, that's rough, man. Mike, I'm 37 years old, married with 6 beautiful children. Bless you, man. I am now working on my second business. I found out a long time ago I could provide for my family with an average 9 to 5. Not with 8 of y'all. No, man. Nope. Hanel, agree with you. Got laid off at 29. Took me 8 years to get my income back on track with a job. See, this is the thing. When you go through these layoffs and let's look at what happened in 2020. A lot of people got laid off. And a lot of people got laid off 2 and 3 times. So what this is going to do is create a forecast for the next decade, because I have 3 friends who are looking for jobs and they've been looking for a minute. And I got one friend, she could just find jobs like crazy. Oh, AI, big data, and automation is going to be huge in business. Oh, man, the Google, we're going to get deep because essentially one of the reasons that I waited to do the Google Ads training was while I was doing Google Ads, because they changed. Like, let me give you a change up. Like when you're trying to hook up your Google Analytics with your UA number to your webinar, all of the directions online are wrong. I'm like, I still haven't found my Google Analytics number, so I just went ahead without it. But I'm going to give you a thorough breakdown of the things you have to do to run ads. And it's not like just one thing. You got to get the ad correct. You got to get the landing page correct. You got to get the webinar correct. And you got to get the offer correct. All of these things have to work in concert. So we're going to go deep. All right, Lay Paris, do your thing. Oh, man. Michael Grainer, you're doing way better than I was back then. Sugar mama potential. Y'all are crazy going after Lay Paris. That's funny. But one of the things that I've experienced, because essentially, this is kind of with the YouTube ads. When I did just talking head videos, as you consistently see, they didn't really perform that well. But when I started showing the ATM receipt, when I started, I had one ad that was doing like 20% views, and then I added the Porsche, and it went up to 30%, and then I added the ATM receipts, and it went up to 40-something%. So, one of the things that I'm learning, and this is something that I did not do for many years. I didn't really show how well I was living. When I was in that apartment in the second bedroom, you had no clue to how well I was living. Working on the Evergreen webinar. Yeah, man. Because tonight we're going to break it down, because essentially the thing about the YouTube training is you're going to get it from someone who's actually doing it right now. Because the thing is, Google AdWords, just like Facebook ads, they change. Like, it used to be really easy to find your Google Analytics number. Now, not so easy. When it comes to ad, it's the creative side of both. Van Lee, both. You got to nail down both. What's up, Junie? ATM business, once again, it really depends on what you want to do, because one of the things that I have looked at is it depends on how hard you get a business. If you want to get into an ATM business or vending machine business, your magic number is 30 to 40 machines. That's going to ensure that you make good money. Thanks, Be Real. Van Lee shooting his shot. Well, here's the thing. Right now, I've got some training for a YouTube business, right? And we're going to get into that this month. And it really depends upon, how serious you are about your business. People love the lifestyle, man. I think the lifestyle. Yeah. Remember Fantasy Island with Tattoo? It was all about, or Dallas. Remember the show Dallas, about this rich family in Dallas? People love that. Definitely. I've never considered owning a laundromat, but if you have a laundromat in the right areas, or if you had 10 of them in the right areas, that's money. All right, things kicking. Because essentially, excuse me, one of the things is you guys have got to get into the corporate citizen landscape, because it's the only thing. Like, I applied for the PPP loan and I've not heard anything back from them. I applied as soon as it was open. I don't know if the money's gone. Don't know what's going on with that. But essentially, let's look at what happened during this pandemic. Who got bailed out? The businesses. The businesses that were first in line, got that PPP money, that EDIL money, they got bailed out. They got bailed out before anyone else did. And I did many consults with people who had that PPP money, that EDIL money. I'm talking to folks who had 250,000. One dude had 500,000. And that was where the real stimulus was. Like, one of the things that I'm doing is focusing on businesses, class. Like, tonight we're going to do the YouTube ads. Thursday we've got an open forum, and then I got to set the agenda for next week. But we're going to get into a lot of the nuts and bolts of business, because one of the things that people like to do, because essentially I am learning. $40 machines, look, because essentially I've been watching, people talk about an ATM or vending machine. Like, one of the things that I know from business is scale. Like, when I was buying 2 to 3 storage units a month, we really wasn't winning. But when I increased it to 15 or 20, I consistently got super good units. Because it's about scale. So you will need, if you have 40 ATM machines, and let's see, each one of those machines were made $500, because essentially we live in a almost cashless society. There's certain areas where people need cash, like strip clubs, but let's say you had 40 machines and each machine made $500 a month. Whoa. 500 times 40, that's 20,000. That's where you need to be and that's going to take a lot, because you got to buy the machines. And in some places you may have a royalty agreement where you kick them off X amount of dollars. But 40, because one of the things, like, let me go ahead and tell you what's going on. J.R. Hewen, people used to love to hate J.R., who was the same guy that was on the show I Dream of Jeannie. He had a great career. I meet families in Dallas and Houston like that now. They act like they broke, but driving Range Rovers all over. Hey, trucker, start a business with that $100 and you'll make 5,000. Having an ATM at the gun show in Texas is a gold mine. Cash transactions get you a discount on purchases. I need to get in on that. See, this is the thing. You need scale. In any business, you need scale. Like right now, I am in the testing phase of my YouTube ads. Last week, I had like 3 conversions, not profitable, but essentially once I locked down the content, the ad to get them to the webinar, then I locked down the webinar, then I locked down the offer, then I'm gonna throw a bunch of money on these ads. But right now, I'm just kind of testing, because essentially anyone that tells you that you can test YouTube ads with a little budget, they lying to you. I have spent like 4,000 just testing, and I have learned a lot. A lot of people watch YouTube on television. Now, how you gonna click on the button on television? That was a problem I had to solve. Mobile notary game. That's funny. I have no idea. Like, one of the things that I'm like, I am not anti-crypto, but neither am I pro-crypto. And I'm not going to be talking about Bitcoin, and because people be saying these things that I know are not true. Like, you can invest in Bitcoin and get 10% on your money. So you got this company that's holding your crypto and you're getting 10% of your money. What's going to happen when the value of that crypto goes down? You ain't getting 10% of your money. Jerry Ewing was that guy. Yes, he was. I watch a lot of YouTube on TV. And this is interesting because if you're watching YouTube on TV, how do you click onto the webinar? ATMs have 3 streams of revenue. The surcharge, you can charge a fee to load the machine with cash, and the location gets a cut too. Hey, this is because essentially we're going to get into scale. Like what I'm doing with these YouTube ads. Like right now, I'm just in testing phase. And because I've done this before, like let me tell you what I used to do with YouTube ads. And I don't know if it works anymore, but once again, if you're running YouTube ads, don't run them from your main YouTube channel. Set up another YouTube channel to run your ads. What I used to do was find a video that was performing really well on YouTube. And what I would do is take the same title, similar thumbnail, and then I would run ads on that video to outrank that video. And because that video was doing well, I would stop spending and the video would stay and it would start performing well. That was like 2016-ish. And 17-ish, I was doing that. And I had a lot of effects because I didn't run targeted ads for my products. But once my channel views grew, my revenue grew proportionally. So that's how I used to do it. Now I'm doing something totally different right now. Bitcoin isn't as private as you think. Like I said, I ain't messing with Bitcoin. You watch, see, I'll be addressing that in the class tonight. I don't like how Elon and well, one of the things is like Elon bought 1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin and it jumped up. Now, guess what's going to happen if a whale sells his Bitcoin? It's going to go down. One person can move the market. That's funny, Lay Paris. I'm discovering if you're going to do paid ads, you need to have some money and you need patience, no matter. Pretty much. Because like I said, the first month, just testing. And I found out a lot of stuff I didn't know. I was completely floored because I got one ad where 50% watched that ad on television. 50%. So it's interesting. Hey, return to black. Do you need a lot of like one of the things like many of you guys are going to get in the YouTube course because let me tell you, one of the things I'm going to do this is selling this is starting your business of your conglomerate. Disruptive Mail, the first version of Disruptive Mail was doing like 17,000 a month, and I had 3,000 subscribers. So, I'm in a YouTube mastermind with a lot of people you've heard of and but we have this rule, Fight Club rule. We don't talk about what goes on in the mastermind to people outside the mastermind. But I've been invited to talk to some dudes because I was just sitting there because I was actually showing, my numbers and stuff, and they were literally blown away because none of my YouTube channels are that big, but they make money. Oh, he was on Clubhouse. Like, I have decided to stay away from Clubhouse because essentially people are there because they're there for the free 99. I was listening to these people who were option traders and they were talking about they're giving all this game and stuff for free. And I'm like, I'm staying away from that. Roku, yeah. Brian Davis. Yes, my first book was sold on Amazon. It's still there. Funny story with that. Jabras, that's funny. Ron, like essentially what I teach people is you want to start your holding company first before you start anything else. Buy the rumor, sell the news. That's funny. Because essentially, what you guys don't know is you can make a gang of money with YouTube. Say you're a regular person making $3,000 a month, right? Within 6 months to a year, you could be making $10,000 a month from YouTube without a large following, without a million subscribers. See, like let's take CoffeeZilla, and I use this in my webinar. CoffeeZilla has a popular YouTube channel, and he has influence, but he cannot sell anything with that channel. So he's doing YouTube correctly for AdSense money, but he can't make any more money. Everybody on Clubhouse, man. Everybody on Clubhouse. So you're mining Bitcoin, Junie. That's $4 a day. That's only like 120 a month. All right. Yeah, I'm staying away from Clubhouse. Yeah, you can do a lot on YouTube. Fire Stick TV, Chromecast. That's interesting. Oh man, Erica, I've seen that numerous times. Like David Altavella, the minimalist. He got married. What did he do? He moved to a bigger house. You see this over and over again with van life, minimalists. They start getting this YouTube money. A personal finance YouTuber, Andre Jacob, he made like 1.7 million last year. He's totally like Graham Stephan. He bought a mansion. He moved to Vegas and he bought a mansion. I want you to think about this. Mr. Cheapo himself bought a mansion. He and his girlfriend moved to Vegas. See, once you start making money, it changes you. It changes a lot of things that you do, and you're starting to see it with a lot of these YouTubers. Grant's been on Clubhouse. I've heard him a few times. Yeah, I'm staying away from Clubhouse because, one of the things that you got to do with your business is you got to focus on your business. And I got so much to do with my business, and I'm just sitting here being on Clubhouse, listening to the chat. I don't have time for it. So I'm going to, if Clubhouse blows up, it blows up. But, Meerkat, all of these little things that were, so hot and then they just disappeared. Grant's always on Clubhouse. That's funny. Thanks, Howard. From your vantage point, what are the top subject matters for a YouTube channel as far as revenue? Anything that solves a problem. There's a guy on YouTube who only has like 7,000 subscribers. You know what he does? He helps men fix their relationships. Dude made $40K in a month. $40K. Because essentially, if you're a married man and you're having problems and your wife's going to divorce you, you know what that's going to cost you financially? You will spend money to stop that from happening. So he has a small YouTube channel. He's making 40. Disruptive Mail, some more content's coming up on that. So Hanel Nasheed, anything that solves a problem or teaches people how to do something. So Graham's been getting, once again, his whole claim to fame was he was cheap. He's moved away from being cheap. Fluid flows. You got to pivot, because if I still been doing storage auction content, and shout out to Mission Resale, it was, it's funny because I see all of these people doing this resale content, and their channels are blowing up, and it's buried. And this is one of the things that, if you've noticed, I've kind of slowed my roll down, because your content can get buried by a bunch of videos. So I'm not posting as frequently as I did, and my money took a hit, the YouTube money, but I think that's going to recover, because we're going to get into all this in the YouTube course, all of this. You got to pivot, man. You got to pivot, because if I was still doing storage auction stuff, I wouldn't be where I'm at. It would not be happening. Once luxuries tasted become necessities, you got to believe it. Graham is not cheap anymore. Cheap people don't buy mansions in Las Vegas. They don't do that. Good Lord, kicking. Elon is the man right now. He's the richest man in the world. When he speaks, people listen. No. He made $40K in selling his course and services. I don't really know what's going on but I'm sitting on the sidelines for Clubhouse, because essentially it's a lot of people moving there. I don't see how they're going to make money. And one of the things is, if you're on Clubhouse giving free knowledge, since it's not recorded, I could see if, people wanted the recorded version, they may go buy your course. But I'm sitting out Clubhouse. Hey, Clubhouse is burning up right now. Beta males still have money to blow. I don't know what it's going to be, but I'm sitting it out. I don't know if it's going to be successful or not. I am using a Sony A7S II. I've had a lot of people. That's what I use for the driving videos. But believe it or not, it's not the camera. It's the outdoor lighting that makes those videos pop. All right, financial shift, we're done. Tasha Love, thanks for the $5.99. You should enroll in the YouTube Wealth course. Go to B School for Hustlers and enroll in the YouTube Wealth course, because essentially this is what's going on with the Corporate Toolbox. We have a live training every Tuesday at 7 p.m. and we have another live training at Thursday at 3 p.m. And I think that I'm going to start another one for YouTube maybe on Monday or Sunday. I haven't quite figured that out yet, but we're going to get into a lot of training. Oh, everyone's collecting your info. Do you know Alexa and Google Home are always listening to you? So when you in there beating it up, Alexa knows about it. Pretty much, man. I mean, essentially, there's a lot of folks getting that PPP money and EDL. Like, I put in my application, but I have not heard anything. Yeah, I'm leaving Clubhouse alone. I got too much to do. Howard, yeah, because funny story, because I talk about in the video, I lost my brand new drone because I didn't have it high enough, and I ran into a tree. And you know what I did? I went home and got the second drone and just kept going. One of the things I like to do is have backups to all my equipment. I mean, Elon Musk, Tesla was sitting on 15 billion cash. So he spent 10% of that on Bitcoin. You know, Elon's a smart guy. He knows that he became a whale when he bought that 1.5 billion in Bitcoin. He became a whale. So he could do a lot with that. Sure thing. Like, I don't think people are going to buy Teslas with Bitcoin because essentially everyone who has Bitcoin is holding on for dear life. They're not going to spend that. All right. Because essentially, like with TikTok, this one chick, I forget her name, she was actually on television. She really is a normal looking white girl. I mean, she's not like super attractive and she's just dancing and she just literally blew up. I firmly believe that YouTube and TikTok and Instagram, it picks people. It's like, today you're going to be a winner. I firmly believe that. Unplug Alexa for the culture. Oh, that started happening, Erica, with Facebook years ago. Like you would be talking about something, then you would see a recommendation up to that on your page. It was crazy. I got Alexa up in this joint. Yeah, because essentially everything that for my business, I have this MacBook Pro. I have another, everything I have for my business, I have two of. Just in case something happens. Because you know, if I got need some, like I remember years and years ago, there was this girl who was doing all this online stuff, and her MacBook Pro crashed, and she couldn't work. And I was just like, that you know, I crashed that brand new drone, $2,800, shoot down the drain. But it's a tax write off, you know. So I just went ahead and got another one, and that's going to be coming from the marketing and advertising section. You know, essentially, someone made a comment when I lost the drone. I wasn't pissed off. I was disappointed because I knew I had another drone, and I just went home and got the drone and kept doing what I was doing. And that is something relatively new in my life because essentially that's lost money. And this month I took that L, I took another L, and this month I've lost like 7,000, almost $8,000. And then I had to really think, it's been like 2 years since I've lost that kind of money. So 2 years to the good, I can absorb a $8,000 loss pretty easily. And that's part of the game because essentially with running these ads, I'm spending money versus stacking money. And like I said, like right now I'm not spending a lot of money because essentially Google will pimp you because Google will say like your ads are limited by the budget and you'll spend more money. And because I was spending like $400 a day, and that's when I got the conversions. But they all signed up for the payment plan, so I didn't become profitable. If they had signed up for the one and done payment, I would have been profitable for the whole spend. You know, I would have made all that money back. But you know, pretty much. Do you know every app on your phone goes through your address book? Every app on your phone goes through your address book. Elon Musk. That's funny. Pretty much it picks people. You know, Elon is a big dog, man. He's a big dog. Pretty much. Yeah, Mr. Beast, he's on it. Pretty much. These phones, Alexa, they all watching. Be real. I agree with that. You should file your taxes on whatever you made in April. Starting your LLC has nothing to do with that. Any LLC that you start this year, you're not going to be able to file taxes for that. YouTube watched on different devices connected to the same Wi-Fi will recommend similar videos. Data is now called black gold. Data's everything. I'm going to go heavy into that tonight. Yeah, you could change that, but most folks don't know these apps are doing that. Kevin Samuels is on fire right now. I mean, people love that dude. Mr. Beast does about 80 million a year. So even though he's giving a lot of money away, he's making a lot of money. Mr. Beast has a private studio. He has like a staff of 20 people. Yeah, he good. Well, there's this new medical thing that's about to open up because I'm getting ready to go because I got to do this webinar tonight. But essentially, if you have a job, your income is a ticking time bomb. It's literally going to implode on you when you need it the most. So we're going to be talking about a lot of things that you can do to increase your income, because this is the whole goal of Savage Finance, to increase your income. Because essentially what is happening is people are running into this brick wall of financial death because they have a job and they get laid off and all these bad things happen. No, man, no one reads the mice type, as Clark Howard used to say. Well, I mean, Elon, he's the world's richest man. You know, he's worth $185 billion. He risks less than 1% of his wealth. And not even his wealth, he risks corporate money. It didn't even come out of his pocket. Yeah, this is why I say, because, you know, last time I did the Rich Folks of Atlanta videos, I had so much pushback. And, you know, this zip code 30327 has the greatest concentration of wealth in Georgia, Alabama, South Carolina, North Carolina, Tennessee. Few places in Florida do better. But Louisiana, Kansas, Kentucky, all that. Oh, late Paris. Like, I don't really watch Kevin because, you know, that's my fun time when Kevin's on. I'm like, watch Kevin Samuels, or I'm going to do that. But Kevin Samuels is for the culture right now. People love that dude. All right, I got to run. I will see y'all in the next one. I'm going to try to do these a little bit more often. I just wanted to put this out there that if you're dependent upon the job, you're on a linear track for your income to go down. Statistically proven. I did not know that until I started doing it. I kind of knew what happened to my friends, but once I started doing the research, it is a really slippery slope. So with that, I will see you guys in the next one.